That's when, you know, I was in a bad place. That's when, you know, I wanted to commit suicide. You don't get away with it scot-free. You have to pay for what you've sown.
I was on methadone, I was on heroin, crack cocaine.
He's not even the same person, even to talk to, he's not the same.
So I was living in a children's home for a period of time. When I come out, I was going to Sittingbourne, that's where I'm from, and I was doing, you know, loads more crime, loads more fighting, active, you know, in violence immensely. And it come about 15 to 16 years of age that I got addicted to heroin. Well, I was really young at that time. I wasn't really sending me to prison at that point. But then at the age of 17, started getting addicted to crack cocaine. I become a master how to rob money to support my habit. You know, I was dismantled in a massive way. So confused. You know, my family was reaching out to me many occasions, trying to help me, and I just turned my back on them. Friends, broke relationships. Friends didn't want to know me because I come nasty. I was a bad batch, and it wasn't fair for these people. It wasn't fair for these individuals who's encountering me and experiencing somebody what wasn't me. It was a cover-up. It was the heroin, and what the heroin does to you, the heroin fractures your mindset, darkens your soul. It makes your soul so dark, so gripped with fear, and it can destroy a person. My GPS system was polluted, and you know, I didn't know what day of the week it was. In and out of prison, been into a prison most of my life, over a decade, and you know, and I was damaged goods.
John spent 10 years of his life in over 15 prisons across the UK. He was constantly moved around due to his violent behaviour.
Right, so this is Elmy Prison, and this is the first adult prison that I come to. And that was at the age of 20, which is that's not allowed by law. Well, at least back then when I was doing my prison sentence. But I was in Dover prison and I was getting into a lot of fights, robbing a lot of people inside the prison system. And when you do that, they try to control you, and what the prison officers and the system do, that they move you around. You know, and it's inside the prison is intoxicated through, you know, with drugs, and the drug scene is immense, you know, and I was addicted badly inside, and you know, I was going around robbing people. If I found out people had drugs, I used to go in the cell, shut the door, and I used to go in and I used to confiscate that off of them. So that's why I got moved all around the country to different prisons, you know, and there was a fluctuation of my behaviour, and it was horrible, and it wasn't nice to be around, and I can imagine the people who did experience me, it wasn't nice, you know, and so I'll say sorry to anyone that I hurt, you know, in my old life. That's no longer me no more. I've turned, you know, I've done a complete turnaround.
There was others who shared the same sentiment and made their intentions public.
I've done a lot of activity crime-wise down here. I had a lot of police
pursuit of me, chasing me for warrants, outstanding warrants, because, you know, I've broken into offices, stolen safes, you know, really been a terror. And so I've had a lot of police chases, and I've climbed a lot of roofs down here to get away from them, and done a lot of dangerous stuff. I was on methadone, I was on heroin, crack cocaine, I was on Rivotril, pre-gabs. I was pretty much on everything. I was highly consumed by, you know, this poison, I like to call it. And I come back to Sittingbourne, you know, and I was a mess. You know, I was destroyed. This friend of mine, who me and him had a falling out. We had an altercation, and we had a fight, and I obviously got the better of him. But he didn't want to swallow that, so he said, I'm going to come back for you. And it was like 5 years later that obviously when I come out of Mason Crown Court and I got that not guilty, that I was in that property on the end, that house, and he found himself in there with me at the same time, so we had another straightener. And but then he ran out of the house in mid-flow of having that toe-to-toe, and went and got a blade, and then come back, and then he chopped me down my neck. So that was the second time that somebody tried taking away my life. Yeah, so this is the scar. This one at the front is the one at the age of 16 outside Bunters when I got my throat cut.